you do the double backflip and you land it and you get a gold medal in the X Games. What does that feel like?
Oh, man, that is a feeling you can't describe. Something that you dream of as a kid. X Games was always huge. I was a massive fan. I still am a massive fan, but it was pretty cool to be able to just get the invite for one. But the year I won, it was a little different because 12 months prior to that, I was laying in a hospital bed in Madrid, Spain. I was in a coma 12 months prior to that, so.
So, Cam Sinclair, we'd like to welcome you to our podcast.
Thank you.
We have had a few adventures with you. So, where are you right now in your life? Where are you living?
So right now, I'm in Melbourne, Australia. Been here for my whole life, basically. Been here for. I was born in Queensland on the Gold Coast but moved down to Melbourne when I was a little baby, and then that's where my whole life kicked off down here.
And now you got a couple of little babies yourself, don't you, mate?
Not
so little anymore.
No, that's right. Exactly. No, I'm 40 now. Shit. I sort of laugh at myself when I say I'm 40, but I still feel like I'm 20.
Well, do you remember we spoke about it the other day, Cam, when Mad Mike was on tour for like half a dozen years, and he was like in his late 30s, and then he was like almost like 38, 39, 40, and we're just like, dude, he's not going to live. Like, there's no way you can be riding because all you guys were in your early 20s.
Yeah, that's right.
And, but he was still crushing it, still a fan favorite. And now you're at the same age, and obviously you're doing supercrosses, still doing freestyle shows all over Australia, and still living the dream at the age of 40. It's just funny that we used to, pull the piss about Mad being the old guy on tour, and now, you don't look like him. You still, look like you did 20 years ago.
For you, Cam, why the hell did these little kids sneak into like our dressing room during a Crusty Demon show? You and Bilko, and you guys came over and said, "Yep, we're going to be on your tour." Where did you guys get that fascination to sneak in, get there, and tell us, "Hey, motherfuckers, we're going to go on your show"?
Well, it all starts, I guess. Me and Bilko, we raced Supercross, so we used to go to the Supercross events, and we used to know what it was like to be backstage. And back in the day, I was all about having the right color wristband to get you backstage. So we thought about it, and Bilko's a smart one. I'm just the kind of guy that just follows Bilko around. He's the smart one, comes up with all these silly ideas, and he's still the same. But yeah, no, I think we might rang Luke Urek, because we've been friends with Luke Urek. I've been friends with him since I was 5 years old. We grew up racing mini bikes together and motocross together. So I think we might have rang Luke and asked him what colour was the wristband, was the AAA pass to get backstage, and he told us what colour it was. So me and Bilko went to the local shop, got some coloured paper, cut the wristbands out, stuck them to our wrist, and we just walked straight in. And the security guy was like, "Yep, no worries." So me and Bilko full blown away. We're backstage, the Crusty Demons, we're huge fans, and just to be in the mix, and that's where it all started.
You little bastards.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. All blown away.
Is that one of those Travelers beers?
No, it's a better beer.
The better beer. All right.
Yeah, it's nice. It's good. It's not bad. It's just like, yeah, it's just fucking another beer. But yeah, they're all good. But so like me and Bilko come out of like this racing thing, and we're like, we'll do a bit of freestyle. We're riding mini bikes and stuff, but just coming backstage, across the demons, we walk into the change room, it's just a fucking smoke cloud.
And I remember not long after that, we started putting like 50 freestyle into the early shows, and you guys popped up on the radar.
Yeah, that's right.
And we did it for a couple of years, like the 50s, like freestyle little demos off the small ramps and whatnot. And then because then obviously you were racing for Christo at the time, and he started introducing freestyle motocross into like the Supercross in Australia. And I went to watch a few of those, and I saw you guys start to do the halftime entertainment. And back then it was just basic, like heel clickers and knack-knacks and whatnot.
The Supercross triple.
Yeah. And then I guess I touched base and said, do you guys want to do, like, go from 50s to freestyling Crusties? And then like the evolution of you and Bilko over that couple of years went from being like the filler riders with, the Deegans and the Nate Adams and the Adam Joneses and Masons and whatnot to actually being like show stealers. Bilko with his ruler flips, and then obviously you developing into the double flip guy, the first guy, to actually, to land it consistently. And back then onto dirt and then onto steel portables was just phenomenal. That, as like the tour manager, like sourcing athletes from all around the world, to, paying big dollars for US riders or Europeans or whatever, to actually having this homegrown talent, which, you guys just evolved so fast. It was so impressive. And to see you guys go from, just supercross racers to mini bike riders on tour to freestyle riders to winning multiple X Games between the two of you, and you first and foremost, and your evolution to becoming, what you did with the double was it's impressive, and it's something that, kids should idolize, because you went from hero to zero back to hero with that particular trick. So, tell us, I've told you how I feel about that. How did you see that progression for you?
I guess I was just very lucky. Like, me and Bilko, we're so lucky to have each other. We're both two best mates, live around the corner from each other. So it makes it easier to get to places. We rode together every day. We both got invited to be on Crusty tour the same day. So it's a lot easier when you got someone there to talk with and answer questions with and travel to the airport with. So so that's one side of it where I'm very, very lucky. Also, I'm very lucky that we got into this scene at the right time. I think we picked it right. For these days, for kids, it's going to be very hard to make it, because there's nothing like it used to be. Back in the day, when you two guys in the screen right now, we're in it right at the right time. It was at the peak. So to be able to join the Crusty tour in my early 20s, it was fucking a dream come true. And then that just motivated us to push ourselves. And like I said, having Bilko by my side, we got to push each other together and ride with Deegan and Twitch and Nate Adams. It was just a crazy time to be alive. And so it was good fun. That's enough of the emo kind of talk. We should get into the fun shit.
All right.
So Cam, what gets in your brain that you think that you can actually not only do a backflip, but you can do the double backflip? How does that come about in your brain that you're going to do that, and that's going to be your signature move? What is that?
This is it's a pretty cool story, because I watched Pastrana do it live at XGames. I was there right on the floor, and I said to myself, fuck, that is dumb and crazy, and I'll never do that. But then we were very lucky to have Scott Murray invited on tour.
Oh yeah.
So that there, it all changed. It all changed. So yeah. I was just sitting there watching him. I'm like, he couldn't even jump the jump. He couldn't jump a 75-foot jump. No offense to Scott, you're watching this, but he's a fucking legend.
No, we love Mars. He's awesome.
It's pretty gnarly what he was trying to do. Yeah.
It was so gnarly. And if it wasn't for him, there's no way I know I would have done it. But I used to just watch Scott and be like, fuck, no offense, but you could barely ride a bike straight rather than do
to be honest, Cam, if you remember, it was quite rare for him to actually land on the lander. He would go left to right, like off the sides or hit the safety or go to flat. We used to have like the biggest airbags or sponges, like kids' gym mats, on not only on the lander but 5 meters either side of it for in case he didn't even like because he would
That's
just
right.
yeah.
So that there changed my whole mindset. I'm like, this guy can do it. Fuck, anyone can do it.
Correct.
And I was like, and then I went to Jacko Strong's. I remember calling you, Chris. I was fucking that excited. I went to Jacko's and I was on my 254 stroke. No, yeah, 250F. It was a Honda. It was a piece of shit. And me and Jacko got the welder out and made this steep as fuck ramp and set up in the foam pit. And I remember John Getter was there as well. I was on that tour. I can't remember what tour it was where Scott Murray double flipped. We were halfway through that tour.
That was the East Coast Carnage tour. We did 16 shows in a row.
Well, halfway through that tour, and I was like, I rang you. I'm like, fuck, I just did it. He's like, bullshit. And he's like, I'm going to send Scott Murray home now. Do you want to do it? And I was like, why not? And then, that's where it all started.
Yeah. And then history was made.
Although, my first show, I crashed in practice and I broke my collarbone.
Yeah, thanks.
Jumping to the pads.
I'd already sent Murray home.
Yeah.
I broke my collarbone the very first, just warming up to that airbag. Anyway, everything happens for a reason.
I got a question for you. How cool is it that you come from Australia, come to America, and you do the double backflip, and you land it, and you get a gold medal in the X Games? What does that feel like?
Oh man, that is a feeling you can't describe. Something that you dream of as a kid. You know, X Games was always huge. I was a massive fan. I still am a massive fan, but it was pretty cool to be able to just get the invite for one. But the year I won, it was a little different because 12 months prior to that, I was laying in a hospital bed in Madrid, Spain. I was in a coma 12 months prior to that, so I was meant to compete at X Games in 2009, but I crashed at Red Bull X Fighters and had to sit that one out. Or sleep that one out, I mean. And then so the following 12 months was a huge build up, and my goal was just to be able to compete. To bring home a medal of some sort would be fucking great, but to win gold was very cool.
And then we did the.
Still today, the fun.
It was Gosford, wasn't it? When you came back from that injury and did your first double again.
When you came back,
exactly right. That was
Crusty tour.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's exactly right. I did the one show in Darwin, and that was the first one. That was probably one, if not better than winning X Games gold, was landing that one in Darwin. Fuck, that was scary, a scary day. I still remember.
Oh mate, I remember
that day.
Every person on that tour, rider, production, everyone was standing like by the side of that landing ramp. And when you pulled that thing, it was one of the most emotional times over many during Crusty's, from seeing you guys risk life and limb. That's one of the ones that has always been in my head about something that I was so proud of.
Yeah, that's what I mean. For me, X Games, winning the X Games gold medal was cool. It was such a big stage, but to be able to get over the fear and land the double backflip again on the Crusty tour was like, fuck. I still remember. I'm just thinking about it right now. I remember the feeling when I landed that. I was like, fuck. That was so cool. A lot of pressure off my shoulders, but yeah. Like I said, a lot of memories and so many memories from the Crusty Demons tours and stuff. So that was good. That was one of the best.
What is it for people out there? We're on a podcast here. What is that feeling that you almost died, but you're going to get back on the horse and you're going to do it again? What does that feel like, that you came out of a coma, right? And, you're feeling like, I almost died, but I'm going to do it again. I'm going to get back on the bike. What does that feel like?
Well, that's, to be honest with that, as bad as it is, the only thing that was going to stop me from riding was for it to kill me. nothing was going to stop me. It was just a thing us dirt bike riders love about it. You know, the feeling we get when we do land tricks, it's fucking that cool. And I was at that point in my career, I was 25 years old, and I was willing to die to be the best. You know, I think that's was everyone's mindset. That's probably the only way you're going to be able to make it in this sport. You can't make it if you're going to be scared of doing shit. You know, you got to be able to get past that fear and just nail what you want to do. And if dying could be a possibility, then you got to risk it and you got to go for it, I guess. And we've got a lot of close friends that we've all lost, you know, in this scene of, and they had that same mindset that I have. You know, the only thing that's going to stop me from riding my dirt bike is if I. That's just the way it was.
Are you? Do you have a faith? Are you Christian or spiritual, or what do you think when you're about to maybe meet your maker or something like that?
No, I'm not really spiritual at all. I know I always say a little fucking help me out, boys. I always look up to the guys above and that we've lost, and always say John Porter, got to help me out here, mate. And he was like a close friend of mine a lot who passed away from riding motorbikes. You probably know John Porter.
Yeah.
He was one who.
Yeah, he was a legend.
I always just say a little prayer to him, saying, "Help me out here, brother," and that was my always go-to.
Well, Jono was actually one of the first Australians, right, to attempt the backflip onto hay bales in Australia.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly right. Yeah.
Like when you remember Mets did it in the US when, you know, before there was airbags or, you know, everyone was called a poof for not going to dirt or whatever. They would just scatter hay bales down the landers. I remember Jono doing that. He was a legend. He was a pioneer of freestyle in Australia before anyone else.
That's right.
Yeah, and praise be to the Lord that he's looking down and going like, Cam, man, you've crushed it. So anyway, enough of that. Tell us, Cam, about one of the craziest, like maybe stories, after party stories, or
fuck, there's so many.
We've had good food fights in the past.
Oh shit.
Oh
yeah.
We've had all sorts. But fuck, man. Like I remember, like probably a PG one was pretty cool. Like when that time it was Brisbane Crusty Demons, and it was all from Red Bull cans. And Top Dog got sent home. He got fired from Crusty Tour.
Dude,
windows and
that wasn't PG actually. And if you remember, we were on like the 14th or 16th floor of that hotel, and I think it was you, me, Top Dog, Bilko, a couple of others, and we were sponsored by Red Bull at the time, so we'd have like half a dozen cases delivered to every room, and we'd come back from a party, and there was a whole bunch of bogans down on the road below. Do you remember? And we were shooting these Red Bull cans, and in Australia, anything from more than 2 stories up is classified as a lethal weapon. And we were on like the 12th or 14th floor. These things were hitting the ground like mortar bombs, and then the helicopter came, didn't it, Cam?
That's right.
The police chopper.
A police chopper. Got a Red Bull can inside the hotel.
Yeah, a police helicopter came in and turned its big light on, and we all just dropped to the ground, like in prone mode. Like, don't anyone move. And this chopper just circled this hotel for like a minute, trying to find out which floor was firing these missiles, Red Bull missiles off a balcony. So no, that's not PG. That was actually pretty bad, Cam.
That was pretty bad. No one got hurt
on that one.
No one got hurt. Well, Top Dog was like our guinea pig on tour then, so he got all the blame and he got fired. That's the mean Bilko.
Well, he was the 50 rider, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. That's what you got a couple of blame when you're the 50 rider.
Yeah, like Benny Fees. Anytime something would go wrong, you'd just throw the 50 riders under the bus.
What about like even in Canberra? I remember we had fireworks. We had those Roman candles. That was a fireworks show going on there. I think I was with Jimmy Blaze and the shit going everywhere.
Yeah, no, that was another
one
time that I got called to reception and had to talk to the police and the management. Yeah.
What was the one that we were shooting fireworks from balcony to balcony?
That was in Canberra. That's what I'm talking about.
That's the one. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell people about that.
Excited.
Like, how did
that's
that?
What I mean. I remember. Well, Canberra, it's illegal to buy fireworks in Canberra, so we're all excited
and
about
pornography.
That. And then, that's why we should go there all the time. And then, like, that was a blurry memory. All I remember was just so there was like the hotel. We had like a courtyard in the middle, and all our hotel rooms went around the courtyard. It was like 4 stories high, I think it was. So everyone would like walk out of their rooms and their balconies, and you'd be able to view everyone's rooms. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then next minute, one guy started shooting these Roman candles, and I think every guy in every room had Roman candles. So like, okay, righto. Next minute, it was like a fireworks display going on in this hotel, and shit was catching on fire. And and Chris gets the phone call, and gonna take care of us again.
The police is here, and no, it wasn't us. No, it definitely wasn't us. Do you want some tickets to the show?
Was that the same hotel where you pulled the fire extinguisher and ran down the hallway? That one?
No, that's another good. That's probably one of the best stories. Probably not the best, but that was Warrnambool. That was Warrnambool, yeah. So Warrnambool weather is real shit. It's always windy there, and it sort of the show got rained out and it was real windy. So they said, "All right, guys, we're gonna do the show tomorrow, but we've made an agreement with we've made an agreement. We have to all go to the after party." It's like, "Oh, right, cool, we're right."
Yeah.
And then looking at the weather, we're looking at the weather app. We're like, "Nah, it's gonna be shit weather. It's gonna get cancelled. Let's all get fucked up." We all got fucked up. I ended up shaving my head, and everyone's got so messy. And I'm going to rewind actually. So the day of the show before it got cancelled, Bilko did a shit in a pizza box and threw his shit on my balcony. So when I woke up that morning of the show, I'm like, went out to the balcony, there's a shit on my balcony. I was like, fuck you, Bilko, I'm gonna get you back. So anyway, the show got postponed to the next day. So we went to the after party, we got wasted and had I shaved my head and left my fringe. I had this fucked up haircut, and then we were real drunk, and Thomas told me to go back to shit on my balcony. So I got back to the hotel. I took the fire extinguisher off the wall. I thought it was going to be water. So I didn't really think it was going to be a big deal. Knocked on Bilko's door. He opened the door up and fucking blasted at him. I was just powder. I went, and the whole hotel hallway was just full of, it seemed like smoke. Next minute, fire alarms are going off. There's like 300 plus guests there. Ambulances, fire trucks. Everyone's out in the hotel lobby at 3 a.m. Alarms going off. And then, that was, it was embarrassing, but fuck, creates good memories.
You know what was embarrassing was the fact that
that was
once
you,
again,
buddy.
I get called to the manager's office, and I was like, nah, definitely wasn't any of our boys. And he's like, clicks a button and goes, check out this footage, and it's you running down the hallway, like in an elevator, like giggling with your fire extinguisher. Knock, knock, knock.
Mons was with us too. Mons was with me. He was next.
It was Mons. And you know the funniest thing was when, because you guys came back early and obviously did that. So when I think I was with Scott Murray at that point, and we're walking back across the paddock into the hotel, and there's a fire engine, an ambulance, and some police, and all these families with kids crying at like 4 o'clock in the morning out front, and Murray turns up and goes like, "What's going on? Is there like a party in the foyer?" And there's like families in pajamas and stuff. And then
dads and their jocks.
I think it was Sawley that turned up, and they had like obviously the big box with all the like for the fire brigade and whatnot, and there was like a microphone in there, and Sawley got on it and was like, "Crusty demons are in the hotel, like everyone evacuate." and like just wasted.
That's right. He's like, everyone, it was Cam Sinclair. What a dickhead. And the whole hotel heard the whole thing.
And you know that
Yeah.
cost us about $6,000 because anytime you get a call out from like the fire brigade or emergency services for something that was obviously not an emergency, which then they proved because they saw you running down the hallways with a fire.
That's your double backflip right there. We just played. Yeah. That was the one after. Yeah.
Yeah. That was XGames. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So that didn't cost you that much money, Chris. It cost me $6,000. It cost me $10,000 actually. It was all off the show fee also.
Yeah, we were just talking to Jimmy about that when he launched the Tarago into a lake, and it was like it cost him about 30 odd grand, which was the rest of that tour for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Good times.
Yeah. So apart from that, that's a couple of good ones. Do you remember when we were in Ireland in Belfast after party? A whole bunch of people turn up, and we end up in that massive big blue with a whole bunch of IRA dudes where John actually jumped into, I think, like a sewage tank or something for a swim.
Really?
Do you remember that?
Oh my God.
No, no. Like I probably was.
There was kind of a punch on with the local guys came in that parking lot. Do you remember that? There was a bit of a fight, bit of a punch on that one.
Yeah, it was like 20 on 20. 20 on 20.
Yeah, right.
And
like, no, I don't remember that one. Like,
you don't remember that one? Oh,
maybe
you probably were upstairs when Jimmy was like, yeah, right there, right there, yeah, right there.
Yeah, I do recall that. Fuck me, when I shared a room with Jimmy once. Fucking right there. Oh yeah, baby, right there. That's the spot.
And then it
mentally
was like,
scarred for life.
And then it was probably like the temperature was like 0, and I jumped in that lake or whatever, that pond.
Well, no, dude, you said like that. Is that a swimming pool? And I was like, nah, dude, I think that's like the sewage from the hotel.
I don't know why.
Like, nah, that's a swimming pool.
Whatever. You guys got a punch on in the parking lot, and then I jumped in that water that was freezing cold.
Yeah.
And you guys and Bilko's like, don't do it, don't. And I was like, whatever, Bilko, see ya. And I jumped. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I remember that whole tour was like.
Oh yeah.
It was like, I remember going.
What about when we went to India, Cam?
India, that was a good one too.
Do you remember?
I remember like the setup was dirt, and it was like the guys there. They pretty much built the landing with the shovel. There was like so many of them.
Oh, I remember we turned up on the first day, and it was just a paddock, and
right.
It was inside the palace grounds, and we're like, what the? And then we turn up a couple of days later, and there's like 200 dudes with woks on their head carrying dirt, loading it onto like a timber frame. A couple of guys making rope under a tree to tie all of the infrastructure together.
Where is this one you're talking about again?
Like bamboo scaffolding.
India.
All right, let me see if I can find that.
Yeah, we went to India.
That sounds more interesting.
than bamboo scaffolding. It was like a.
We had a cyclone pretty much the night of the show, and there was like 10,000 people there.
But where? Tell people where you were.
Oh, we were in Bangalore in India, the southernmost city.
Here we go. The video here. 05.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like there was scaffolding. It was a bamboo scaffolding frame with dirt landing out of. They had the shovels and it was pretty cool how they made it work. But it was good. I do recall I remember our hotel room. I still remember the hotel room, and ended up find some Indian drugs, and we all had a good time.
Yeah, you remember we sent that guy he got on one of his tuk-tuks and disappeared for like half a day to get us stuff. And did I not stab your laptop with like a sword?
You did. That's right. You did.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember
that's
you
what we need.
complaining about it.
Bilko. We need Bilko here. He knows all these stories so well. He's got the best
Well,
memory.
we had a whole hotel to ourselves, didn't we?
That's right. I do recall that.
And we bought all these like airsoft guns. And do you remember every night that we just have these battles in the stairwells and around the hotel, and then in the morning there'd be like cups on the dining table
everywhere.
Yeah, where they would have gone and cleaned everything up and put it back on our table.
And what happens
everywhere?
What happens when you put Mike Jones in a 3-wheel vehicle? What happens to that?
We're about to watch it.
It doesn't live for long.
No, I saw the cartwheel. Yeah, doesn't work out too good with Mad Mike Jones and my vehicles that I rent. Doesn't work out too good.
Yeah, speaking of rental vehicles, do you remember we were in New Zealand and the RC cars, and we had this thing about RC cars. We all went aboard and we charged the battery with the highest battery.
Oh, Shuey's car. You used Shuey's car, didn't you? So is this the Shuey Tarago incident?
Yeah, this is the Shuey Tarago incident.
All right, go ahead.
A good one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so we were charging our RC car batteries with battery, and it was dodgy. Like, it was nothing safe about it. But I think Shuey forgot that he was leaving his on charge, and then that night we got told there was a car on fire in the car park. So we were all running the car park and got a hose. We're trying to water the fucking fire there. The actual fire was inside the van, so the water in the outside of the van was doing fuck all. So Shuey got this brick and went to throw it through the passenger side window so we could water inside the car. So went through, hit the passenger side window, went through the car, went out the driver's side window, and hit the car next to that in the car.
Nice.
Anyway, so that was another fuck up, another cool story now, but at the time it was pretty embarrassing, and Shuey got fined a shitload, and yeah. No, was it Shuey? Was it Shuey, or was it Robbie Marshall? I don't know.
Oh, it might have been Marshall, actually, because he was worried about getting kicked off tour on that one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But that was another. We fucked so many cars and Taragos and Hiaces and that Outback Assault tour, all the Hiaces from the top of Darwin down to Adelaide. Those things there were right off towards the end of the tour.
Oh yeah, well yeah, but I mean we took like 4 of those Pros 50Zs or something on that thing. The first place we stopped at was it Catherine? Like we had all the little school kids come out, and it was actually Shuey that decided, after you guys were doing like little burnouts and wheelies and stuff, that he was going to set fire to one at the back of the pub, and we got in trouble for that as well, because underprivileged kids, and we should have given it to them. And I sort of came back in the media and said, well, they can still have it. We'll sign it. It's a Crusty bike.
So Cam, here's a question for you. If you never met us and never went on Crusty Demons tour and became what you are now, what would you be today without that?
Fuck, that's a good question. I guess right when I joined the Crusty tour in my early 20s, I was still racing Supercross. I grew up racing dirt bikes when I was 5 years old.
Uh-huh.
So when I joined the Crusty Demon tour, I was still racing, and I'd sponsored by Kawasaki, and yes, I was a racer. So I would have liked to have continued my racing career, I guess, but that might not have gone too far either. But fuck, man, that's a crazy question. You got to rewind yourself 20 years to think what would have changed. But I was a plumber. I was doing my plumbing apprenticeship back then, so I probably would be a plumber and would nowhere near live the life I've lived, and that's why I'm still very thankful. I think to this date, you two have helped set my ways. I guess it's good.
Did we fuck you up?
No, we need to thank you, because
did we mess your life up, or did we improve your lifestyle?
In a good way, bit of both.
A bit of both. There you go. Good answer.
Yeah. No, it was good.
Yeah.
No, everything about it was good. I wouldn't change a thing. Like,
We had a good time with you, Cam. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was great. We had some good fun.
Yeah.
A lot of good fun. Even like you talk for days about the memories. Like we were talking about the fire and how you said you burned that bike in Catherine. Remember the time the truck burnt down and all our bikes got burnt?
No, in Australia. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that was actually, it actually happened twice. It happened once in WA, and then we had the truck crash in Launceston in Tasmania, where our driver and one of our good friends,
I think that's the one you're talking about.
He died. But when we were on our way to Kalgoorlie, the whole truck burnt down. And you know, that was a good thing back then too, because Crusty's was so huge. We had such a good name and loyalty through all the manufacturers. We lost everything in both those crashes. We had shows the weekends after, and you could ring your sponsors. I could ring manufacturers that would just ship us brand new bikes straight away.
Chris, for the people out there that don't really know what we're talking about, tell them about that story, how the truck crashed, and we lost all the bikes and infrastructure and all that kind of stuff.
Well, the first one was we were on our way from Albany on the West Coast Carnage tour.
That's right.
On our final stop in Kalgoorlie. Our truck driver was driving through the night, which is never a good thing in Australia. So much wildlife on the road. He hit like a huge mountain goat, like an outback bush goat, which basically hit the bull bar. The bull bar dragged underneath the truck. The sparks, the bull bar pierced one of the diesel tanks. The sparks ignited it. And it was a B double, which means like a 2-trailer truck. The front of the truck had all of our rubber. The back of the truck had all of our gear bags and bikes and quads. And it just burnt to the ground, like out in the middle of nowhere. Like there was no, there's like
so the truck hit the goat, and what, it rolled or?
No, the truck didn't roll, but it broke the bull bar on the front, went underneath the truck, and ruptured one of the diesel tanks, and the sparks ignited the tank.
Fire. Yeah,
he's talking about the one that burnt down.
Yeah, the one that burnt down.
The one in when we did it was part of the East Coast Carnage tour. We'd just done Hobart, we'd just done Launceston. The truck driver was leaving from Launceston to get on the ferry back to the mainland, to Melbourne. And he came up over a rise. A car on the side of the road pulled out in front of him. He jackknifed, rolled the truck, another B double as well, like a double trailer, all the bikes and everything in the back. The cab hit the guide rail, which completely just mashed the driver's position. So he died, Brownie. And the back of the truck, luckily enough, went over a little bridge, and half the bike sort of fell out of the back of the truck onto the road below, but some, because the truck again caught on fire, which I think Bilko has his 250F on the wall in his shed.
I still have my 50.
Yeah,
mini bike. That's here at home.
The melted ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep that forever. Yeah, I'm going to keep it forever.
And I think for we're podcasting, to people around the world. Very interesting for people to know what it's like to be on tour. That's how we roll. We have big trucks. We have, we move our show back and forth to different places, and that kind of thing does happen. And we did have, a major fire, and we lost bikes and this and that, and we actually lost, a life on that. And that is pretty much, for you guys watching us out here, that is life on tour. that does happen, and we have the other stories that Cam's
there's a lot of good
after
stories,
parties
but
and all the fun stuff, but that is part of being on tour. So Cam, what is the next? What's the next adventure for Cam Sinclair?
Okay, well, my life's changed a lot since the Crusty Demon days. I started my own transport business about 5 years ago. So I got 3 semi trucks now that cart bricks and roof tiles to new homes, new houses. So it's been a cool little thing to step away from dirt bikes just to set up. For the rest of my life.
Didn't you just buy? You just bought a new business, didn't you?
Yeah. So the transport thing's been going for 5 years now, but just recently I just bought an F45 gym. It's just I've been going there for the last 10 years and training, and that's one thing I have to do. I have to keep moving because all the injuries I've had. If I don't keep exercising or keep moving, my body just locks up.
Where's that? Where is your gym?
That's Cranbourne. That's where I live in Cranbourne, so it's the local gym, Cranbourne F45. So yeah, that's what's been happening lately.
Nice. So you're in good physical shape. So can we come out and kick your ass?
Yeah, let's go. We should have like a Crusty Demon reunion. The same people, no new guys, just the same. Even Mad Mike, get Nate Adams back, get fucking Belchy, Steve Minnie, Bilko.
Are you ready for a little wrestle?
Fuck yeah, always.
So what do you reckon, Cam? Maybe your next podcast with Crusties, and maybe bring some of your friends on. Get Bilko, get Minnie, get Belchy, Shuey.
I think we should do like a Crusty Demon Outback assault.
Yeah.
We'll go to. And obviously, Bilko is the best because he's got the best memory. He has not had one concussion. I've had about fucking 20 concussions, so my memory's hard to rewind that far back. I remember a lot of this. I remember a lot of the fun stuff, but Bilko, having him on the podcast, he brings he's had lots of funny stories that he never forgets.
All right, John. Well, it's on you.
What about the Min Dog? Should we bring on Min Dog?
Steve Minnie, Belchy, and
Belchy. Yeah. How about Solly? Solly?
Yeah, we could do just a whole reunion of the
That'd be funny.
We should for sure. That'd be cool. Let's organise
that.
Matto?
Why not Matto?
Yeah, fuck yeah, Matto.
Urek.
Urek.
Yeah. You could go like all out and do that, or you could just like have like the 4 of us, like me, Minnie, Belchy, Bilko from the East Coast Carnage, West Coast Carnage, Outback Assault Tour.
Yeah. You guys all grew up with each other.
Yeah, that's for sure. Should be cool.
What about the ham and cheese show?
The what?
Danny Ham, Ben Jones.
Danny Ham, Ben Jones, Whackers.
Yeah, those dudes.
Wow, dude. I actually spoke to Hammy.
I'm bringing up old stuff here. Yeah.
Yeah, we should just. You guys got years of content. Just give us a call about it. Talk some shit about the old days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A good idea right here, Cam. Let's get Bilko. Let's get Shuey. Let's get Belchy and Minnie. Get you guys all together. That would be funny.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, we've got some good stories between us 4. Crusty Demons together the same year, and the Oz Boys.
Relive, those old days that we all lived, traveling together, and what an awesome thing.
Definitely.
And what an awesome time that we got to live, right?
Definitely. We did. Like I said at the start, we're so lucky that we decided to steal some wristbands and break into the Crusty Demons, and then that started our career. So, what's with me and Bilko getting in backstage and meeting you guys and telling you guys we're going to come and ride our mini bikes?
I'm glad that you guys were little punk rockers and you broke into our world, and we got you guys. And man, the adventure from there, you guys got to go in our shows and into X Games and win gold medals, and went on the world stage. What a awesome thing for you guys.
I'm very, very thankful for that, John and Chris as well. Like, you guys should be proud of what you've created. You've created the lifestyle.
Well, we wouldn't have been able to do it if we didn't have the talent and like the spirit of the people that were involved in it.
Like these two little kids that broke in and said, "Yeah, we're going to be on your show," and broke in with the wristbands that were whatever color that you figured out to get in, and get in with us at the Crusty Demons. And that's pretty cool how you guys broke in, and look at you guys now. Mr. Cam Sinclair, our good friend that we had adventures with around the world, and so happy to have you on this podcast, my friend. And man, we're going to have you again, so keep in touch with us. And any parting words, Cam?
Just once again, thank you, John, for giving me the opportunity to create an awesome career. A lot of memories, a lot of fucking stories, and let's do this again. We'll touch base again. We'll get the other Aussie boys together, and we'll create another cool little podcast and share some more memories.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See you, buddy.